Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday to everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me and see me. And just to double check, if you don't mind going into the chat to let me know where you're from, that allows me to know one, that you can hear me, and then at the same time, we just love where you're coming from. So I'm going to look at the chat. I already see people. Oh, so we got folks from Nashville, Tennessee showing up. Welcome. We got Brooklyn in the house. We got talk from Crown Heights, New York. Hey, we got a San Francisco person showing up today, Washington, D.C. Thank you for Valerie. Let me know that you can do both, hear me and see me. That's awesome. Hey, Fairfax, Virginia is here. We got Staten Island's in the house. We got New York representing today. Hey, we got Texas showing up today. Atlanta, Georgia showing up. Northern Kentucky, Chi-Town, Chicago's here. Arlington, Virginia showing up today. Another Texas showing up there. I see you out there, May. Hey, Southern Delaware, Seattle, Washington, Utah showing up. Hey, California, man. Oh, we got East Coast, West Coast going on today. This is really awesome. Thank you for doing that, for letting me know that you can hear me and see me. And just let us know where you're coming from. Today, we have a really, really awesome property tour. It's live. So, just a couple of things I just want to let everybody know. One, if you don't mind turning on your cameras, because we'd love to get the chance to see you. You know, this is an interactive. We just ask everybody to stay muted so that way we can hear from our investor today, because she's short on time. So we try to keep this within an hour so that way we can hear all the nuggets and golden nuggets that's there. But you also get to ask questions in the chat. So myself and Scott will go through just to make sure that we can hit those questions. Don't wait to the end, right? Because we may run out of time. So if you don't mind getting on those questions in early, that would be really awesome as you hear the information that's shared today. And so this is really awesome that we have going on. Hopefully you can see the flyer. Ooh, I'm really eager to see how this property is actually kind of acquired, learning. Because a lot of people, you came here and this is your first time being here. If this is your first time seeing us and it's like, I'm curious about this property too and what's going on. We do this every Saturday, unless we have some other event that's going on. But every Saturday we do one of these property tours, spotlighting a featured investor who's in action doing stuff right now. So, what does that mean? There's a possibility that the sound may go in and out just a little bit, right? So we're not polished. This is happening right now. If that's who you want to be around, then you're definitely in the right spot. So whoever invited you to today's meeting, this property tour, go ahead and tell them thank you right up front. Just say, hey, thank you, because there's going to be so much content that you can be writing down some questions and notes and all that kind of stuff. You may forget to say thank you to the person. So just go ahead and reach out to the person. Say, hey, thank you for inviting me to this. So I'm looking at the chat. We have some more folks showing up from New York City. Awesome. Thank you for joining here. Detroit's in the house. Another California is representing today. I don't know. Atlanta's showing up. We got a lot of New York, California. But you know what? This property, as you can see, is out of Utah. Now, I want to thank Scott for putting this together, because he had this vision of sharing information across our community, who is showing that we are actually in progress. And a lot of people always had questions and want to lean and just kind of learn from others who's in action. Well, guess what? Scott had that vision. And so I'm going to turn it over to Scott, because he loved to introduce our guest speaker and some other information he wanted to share with you today. So, Scott, I'm looking. We got people from all over. Maryland is showing up today, too, and Virginia, where I'm at. And then we have Ohio, which that's awesome to have Ohio. And then now that we can start, because I saw somebody from Florida, we all in. So go ahead, Scott, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, Keith. Good morning, everybody. Wow, what an exciting property tour we have today. And 2025 has really started off great. I know personally for me, both personal and business. I got an exciting year with some great goals planned for this year. I'm sure all of us have got our goals in place, and we've got a method of how we're going to be able to actually accomplish those goals. But let's talk about today's property tour. It's already January 25th. January's almost gone. So when January's gone, Keith, that means 1/12 of the year is already gone. But we still have 11/12 of the year. So we still have a huge part of the year. I know we've got a big event going on in our community coming up. For anybody that's looking at becoming a part of our community, or maybe you just got started with this and you're not aware of it, we have a huge national conference. We do it every year. This will be my 10th national conference. It's in Salt Lake City, Utah, and it's March 20th through the 22nd is the actual training or meeting days. You can always come in early, go back, go home late, but we'd love to see you guys out there. I know I can't wait to see Keith and quite a few folks I see on here that'll be attending. I already know that'll be there. So, but again, today we have a great property tour. And I don't want to take a lot of time up. We like to keep these to an hour, like he said, to respect everybody's time on a Saturday. I will go ahead and put in early because sometimes we get ripping and roaring, Keith, and we don't mention this toward until the end. But right after today's property tour, we do have what we call an overview or intro into our community. It's at a different Zoom link, so you would need to reach out to invited you if you want to attend it, and just send them a text and say, "Hey, I want to be on that next Zoom meeting." And it starts at about 5 after the top of the hour. And Umair, a good friend of mine, Umair, will actually go through a lot of things about the community and about our education and about how we collaborate, how we learn how to use other people's money. There's just so many things that he'll go over. But without further ado, Ines, would you like to come out? And so we can start. I want to go ahead and turn off the flyer. We'll see if she's got her camera on. Where are you? There, she's there. Keith, do you see her?
There she is.
There she is.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Do you have rare? Is your hair red? Just want to make sure. Is that you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She's adding a little excitement to the property tour today. I love it.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, first of all, again, thank you for taking time out. I know it's a couple hours behind there, so you're actually just a little bit after 9 o'clock there. And so, we've had you out before several times over the last, I don't know, gosh, 3 or 4 years. And it's just really neat to share your story, to share kind of how you got started with real estate investing, how you found our community that Keith and myself and so many other people are on today that are a part of, and just kind of tell it because there'll be new guests on today that have never heard your story. And I think it's quite inspiring and it will resonate with a lot of people.
Yes. My name is Ines, originally from Mexico, living in Salt Lake City, Utah, and start my business in Salt Lake City, Utah. What else? I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous today.
A little nervous. You're a pro at this.
I know, right? And just because I'm here and I cannot find the keys to go inside, but I call somebody to come and rescue. But anyway, one of the workers took the keys with them, so there's no keys anywhere. But
it'll be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna go in. So
it'll be fine. Well, tell a little bit about your story. You're originally from Mexico. What was your background? What were you doing? And then why did you decide to get into real estate investing and so forth?
Yeah, so I'm from Mexico, as I mentioned. So I didn't start to do real estate. The only thing that I wanted to do it was to buy another property. So my dream was to have another property and have another one, just one for a rental one. So I was like, I'll be happy to have another property just to rent and have one to live in, and that's all what I wanted for. And I met this community, and I knew that I can. The thing that get me into the community is I found it out that I can pay any type of debt and really, really, really small fraction of time. So it got my attention really, really good, and I was like, if I can do this thing to pay my house and then have the other rental house, so that would be awesome. So who wouldn't want that? So I was like, and I was a preschool teacher making 20K a year. That's what I remember, that making 20. This has been 10 years ago now. Almost 10, 9 years ago. So making 20K a year, I was like, why not? So I started in this community. I learned how to pay any type of debt really fast. No, I didn't say I don't have debt right now. I do, but they're really good debts. They produce me money every month. So I learned to have good debts. I guess that's how we call it. So now I have 7 rental property, and this is my number 30, 32 deal. I think I have then another thing, the numbers of the deal, but this is my deal 30-ish.
So hold on,
Yeah.
you're cracking me up, right? So there's a lot of people today are like, oh, I'm thinking about getting into real estate investing. I'm not really sure, and they're looking at that, and then there's some folks who in real estate investing and they want to take it to the next level. But it's so funny. You started off by saying, "I'm nervous today." and,
Yeah,
and,
I'm
and the
sorry.
reason why I say that is because a lot of people are nervous right now, even though they're on Zoom. They're not even, it's like, I'm not sure. But what we're trying to express is you started something. You took action, and this is like you in your 30s of deals. And this is really awesome. So I just wanted to, you did, even though you may not think that was important, that's really important because of the fact that that feeling may never go away, but what happened is you took action and you have done multiple deals and got the results that you're looking for. So I just want to just say thank you for stepping out of your comfort and taking action on the deals that you have done. So I just wanted to share that just real quick.
Thank you. And I just forgot to mention, I'm a mother of 4 kids. I'm a wife. I do this one kind of part time, not a full time. So doing it as a mother with little kids, I have a 3 years old and 9 years old and two older kids. So and as you can see, I have a strong accent because I'm from Mexico. So we learn together in this community. So if I can do it, if you're looking to see something different today, this is the place where you should be today, and you can do it.
Yes, if I can throw something in here too. So again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story, because again, everybody has a story, and everybody's story is different, and your story will resonate with a lot of people. You shared that you were a preschool teacher, making $20,000 a year. You had to come over and learn English. You hadn't done any real estate deals before. And you really first got interested in our community because you saw the whole velocity banking is we call it an accelerated debt. And it's where we all can learn if we want to and apply that knowledge. We can learn how to take a 30-year mortgage and pay it off in 7 to 10 years, or pay other types of debt, whether it's credit card debt or a car loan or things like that, and to accelerate that and pay it off much faster. And I know you didn't say exactly what you did, but you were able to do that and pay off quite a bit of debt, were you not?
Oh yes, I forgot to say that I applied the strategy and I eliminate my home that I still own it, but I used to live there before in 11 months. 11 months it took me, but not everybody take 11 months. So it depends everybody's situation and everybody's things, whatever you have. It's not in the same situation, but
Sure.
other people they maybe took less than other people take longer than it took me. But I pay my house in 11 months.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Yeah. So you've done over 30 deals. I love that. I mean, that's a lot of real estate deals. And you've got what, 6 or 7 rental properties right now, and
7.
producing cash flow for you. 7 producing cash flow for you, and all that from, if I could say, humble beginnings. And And I just think that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. And every time you're doing a new deal, I see online, you're starting another one. I'm like, oh, there she goes again. She's doing another deal, and they turn out beautiful. I see the pictures you share afterwards, and I'm like, wow, because I got to see the pictures beforehand, like we're going to see today, that kind of thing. So that's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about this particular deal. So you found this deal. Everybody always is curious. How did you find the deal? Sometimes people say, well, it's too competitive or it's hard to find good deals. So how did you find this particular deal?
On the MLS, like normal, where everybody finds deals, and the
Really?
MLS, yeah, I was just one day watching when I determined to find a deal, I just go to the MLS to looking for properties. And one morning I found, I don't know, morning, late, I don't know. Anyways, one day I was just went to the MLS that day and I saw this property that it came on the market for 320. And so I immediately sent it to my agent and say, hey Jerry, can you schedule an appointment to go see this property? And he's like, wow, yes, I'll do it right now, because he's an investor also. And he was like, wow, yeah, let's go see it this afternoon. And then he came back and saying, no, you cannot go see it because they have requests on it, so you cannot see it because it was a burned property. So you have to purchase it in order. So when you send your offer and accept the offer is when you're available to see inside. But right now you cannot go see inside. So if you want, you can go look around. And it was 5 minutes from my house. It's very close to my house. Like, okay. And I came to look at it just around it, and like, okay, it looks good. Yeah, it looks, the fire just damaged the porch side, but not too much inside. And I was like, let's send the offer. And we sent our offer, and we sent it a little more that they were asking for. So because I did my numbers, and like we're good. If we would offer them a little more than what they're asking for, like we're still gonna be in a good position, I think. So, and so that's how I found it, and that's what we sent an offer. And they do have another offer in mind, but finally they took mine, and so we're going under contract, and then we got a house.
That's awesome. So when you talk about numbers, I mean, we use that terminology a lot. If the numbers work, it's the business is about numbers. You can't be emotional when you go to make a purchase, or emotional when you go to do the rehab on it or do the final finishes and things like that. So the numbers that you're speaking to, you were able to form or create what we call an ARV, an after repair value, by looking at comparables. You're very familiar with the area because you've done stuff there before, but you were able to compare like houses, bedrooms and bathrooms, that type of thing, and you were able to establish that the ARV was what, I can't remember, what was the ARV on this?
520.
520. So when
Yeah.
you say the numbers work at the 320, or the offer that you made and the offer they accepted, you were able to take your after repair value. Now, you didn't get to actually go in and see the house on this one, correct?
No, just I came to see it only outside.
Just the outside. And you knew there was burn damage inside. And did they share pictures with you of the inside?
Yes.
They did share some pictures of the inside with you. So all you had to do to make this decision was, one, you knew the area, you knew the after repair value, that if the house was fixed up like you fix up your properties, it would bring that $520,000. And so you basically took your decision off of experience. Now, I would not recommend for someone doing their very first deal, though, I'm sure you would agree with this, buying a house sight unseen with burn damage, would you? Would you buy your first house that way?
I wouldn't. I don't go through usually with those ones, because and they take longer than normal house,
Right.
because you have to do step by step with the city. And so with the Rocky Mountain, first of all, you have to, yeah, it's a process, because when you have a burn property, Rocky Mountain come and cut the power into the house, and then it's a process. So with this property, the owner, the previous owner, owned a few properties like this that he didn't took care of it and let people just destroy them, and they use meth and they use other systems. So the city force the owner has to sell and didn't have any other option. So because the city already have a lawyer on this property with the city, and so that's the city didn't deal with the owner no more, because I think they have a battle before, and so the city passed this one to another lawyer. I don't know, so but it has a deal with the property. So they told me it has a fine for, I don't remember how much was the fine on this property. But they told the previous owner, if you sell this property before the 30th of November, I believe, then you're gonna be okay. And the new owner needs to take care of these things before December something. So I talked to the lawyer, I talked to city, I talked to everybody before we closing to see what do they need from us as a new owner. So before going into the whole deal, so we were under contract, but then you need to do due diligence, due diligence
Mhm.
before. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend somebody to purchase a burned property or really damaged property the first time. So go like less and do it with somebody. In this, if this is gonna be the first time, do it with somebody who has experience. It's okay. So I always say it's better just to have shared responsibility with somebody else who knowledge than to go by yourself and then find it out stacking into a deal or losing money. It's yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Because that's one of the things that, you talk about market analysis and where you actually understand the area and learn house. Because some people says, when you say due diligence, they don't understand. And so there's a due diligence part, but there's also a market analysis part. So you have to understand those two to come together to do what you're actually talking about. And that's really awesome because there's questions that's coming up, like, how long did it take for the permits to come through? But you kind of talked about that from the very beginning. You were already working with the city, so that automatically there. And then the previous owner was kind of forced out because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So it's not just getting a piece of property and just renting it out. You have to maintain it, make sure it's up to code and all that kind of stuff. So that's really awesome how you kind of sharing all those pieces. And so what made it so attractive that they took your offer versus somebody else's offer, other than just higher price? What And then what also caught your attention? Because you said you saw something and you automatically sprung. What made you spring into action?
The price and the location and the square foot of the property. The
Awesome.
price, location, square foot, and so yeah, it's just like you don't take when you know what you're doing after a few years, you don't take like 5 minutes to analyze a property. You see it like a key say immediately you recognize it's a good deal. Like you go into a market and see like you go and see those houses that listing for sale, and you see that house like oh, this is a good property. Immediately you call your agent to go look at it. So and
That's
if
awesome
they
because what I'm
say
hearing is your confidence. What I'm hearing is your confidence level is different today than it was when you first got started.
yes,
And
oh
from
yeah,
yeah,
it took me days. I was analyzing the property for days and calling somebody for their approval, and when I found out the property it's gone, so somebody already had it. Like, okay, next time. So it takes time and it takes practice and keep doing it and never give up. So
awesome. So can you do us a favor? Can you kind of, since you outside, I know we want to get you inside because of the weather. Can you kind of like show us the outside?
yes,
Because I saw some of the pictures. If you don't mind showing us the outside, so people can kind of get a grasp, like how many bedrooms, how many baths, the area. You know the area, but the viewers today are trying to figure out. Okay, I hear you, but what are we talking about?
yeah. This is outside, and I'm gonna show you inside. This is outside. The property and the fire start right here. They already fixed the deck, so now this is a new deck. It was before, and they still have some garbage right there, as you can see. So this is, and then we're gonna go to the back part because that's the door that is opening. So this is the street side. This is kind of busy street to the 31st Bangere that goes to the airport. The airport is about 15 minutes from here. So there's a school right there. So and this is the outside. This is the front of the properties. As you can see, when I came to see it from outside, so I saw that the house it's good. It's in a good shape because the fire started on the porch side, so it didn't affect this part. But this is the second time that this house is being burning. So this is the garage part goes down. So we came back this side and we're gonna go inside. So yeah, the fire started right there, everything right there, it was burned. And the meter from the Rocky Mountain, it was right here. So my electrician came and Rocky Mountain came to cut everything else. So they move it and they move it that way now to that wall because before it was right here. So since the whole thing was burned, so this is new. So I wanted to move right there.
Awesome. And so one of the questions came in. So this was just a regular single family house, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then somebody was asking, did they hear correctly? Like this person, not whoever, the renter at that time, I guess meth. And so they're asking, do you have any requirements, any special handling with this property? Because I guess they had meth in there.
Yeah, we clean it. We clean it. We clean the property, and then you clean it. You send the I
The
forgot the test
results, yeah.
the results to the lab. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, what's happening? I'm sorry. I don't know. It's dying. My camera is dying. What happened?
Uh-oh. So yeah, so the question, let me get myself on yeah, so the question that was asked, are they required special handling? So the answer is yes. And so part of working with the city, from my understanding from the story, working with the city, and almost like a partnership, um, understanding that there's some tests that need to be done as they was going through cleaning up, and then they had to send the results to the lab that she was talking about. And once she gets to all clear, to be able to go through that process of getting that together. And so, is there anything you want to add on there, Scott, as a person who does also rehabbing and properties like that?
Yeah, I've only had one property that I had to test for meth, and it was also a firehouse as well, and it was had actually already been cleaned by the city, but I still had to because I was a new owner of the property. I still had to go through that process, and it didn't take very long. I think just a couple weeks to get the clearance on it. The other firehouses that I've done, I've actually torn down completely. So. Um, no, it's good that it's a different angle here. It's a different thing that we're showing today, Keith. Because every deal is different. Every deal has different challenges. Every deal has different rehabs and things that they have to deal with. And so this is kind of a need that this one's a little bit deeper for her, and that she's had to do. Did we lose her completely?
Yeah, I think she popped off, but hopefully she'll jump back on here in a few. Here she is. She's coming back in. So I'm just go ahead
Yep.
and let her in. So, you're correct. And so I'm looking at there's another question about ROI on a property, and I think she'll get to that when she get to her
Yeah,
numbers.
we're gonna get to the numbers toward the end of this, guys. So hang tight on your numbers. What was so attractive from your offer over the other offers? I didn't quite hear Ines's. I didn't, why they accepted her offer over another offer. I understand that Ines knew it was a good deal because she knew the area, she knew the square footage, bedroom, bathroom type thing. So we'll get her to give us an answer on that one.
Hey, it was price. She saw the price and she saw the value. That's what it was. Thanks. I think it's Janet. Yeah. It was the price. And because of she knew that she saw the price, and then she kind of walked around outside, she saw how somewhat close she was to the airport, and
Mhm.
there's a school right around the corner. She saw those two, and she kind of put those together and says, "Okay." And then she saw where the fire was because she saw it from the outside and where it was, but she saw the bones, the structure of it, and that's what kind of made her say, "I can go ahead and take care of this challenge on." That's what I understood. So hopefully she can hear us. Are you back on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's in the
I'm
room.
back. My phone died, but I still have battery, so I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, everybody.
Well, do
Wait,
you
you
want
know
to
what?
go ahead
This
and
is a
start,
live. This is
start
live.
painting?
So
Yeah, it's
yeah, go
live.
ahead.
Things are going to happen. It's no worries. Go ahead and start. Maybe flip the camera, and so you can kind of show us a little bit. And if you could help us out when you do that, try to hold it as steady. I know it's hard. Hold it as steady as possible because we're getting a lot of movement with the camera, a lot of shaking back and forth. Feel like I'm on an amusement ride a little bit. There you go. Just go kind of pan slow. And so that is that the living room there? That's the main entry door.
No, the main entry door is right there.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like that is the main entry door, and they have a split entrance. That stairs go down, and this one goes right here. So before it was a wall right there. So, but previous it was just a living room, and then the previous owner turned it into the living room into a room. So now we took that wall, as you can see, there was a wall right there and a wall right here dividing the living room with the kitchen. So this is the kitchen area, dining room, living room. So now we put a bin right there, so to make an open concept. And I removed the wall the previous owner adding here to make it a room.
Awesome. So do you
So
know where the fire actually got started? Because since it kind of had two fires.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
Do you know where the fire started and what caused it?
Yes, outside. There's you start outside. Where is the deck is in that door right there that goes to the back side of the property. There's a deck right there. So the fire start in the deck underneath the deck. I think
Oh,
because this house, I don't know what happened. So people still living in it, and the condition it was. So there's no power in the house. There's no water. So I think just people living it, using it as a shelter. I think homeless people live here, and probably they cooking. That's where they start the fire outside underneath the deck.
oh, I understand.
So yeah, they were just because they don't have other form to cook food. I guess that's what I'm guessing. So I don't know how do they start in underneath the deck. So, but I know there was so much garbage, and the city said people were living here. So, yeah. So this house has that was the living room. We turn it back into living room, dining room, kitchen. So it has 3 bedrooms right here upstairs. It has 3 bedrooms. This is the first room, and sorry, this is the second room, and this is the third room. And we got in, it was a toilet and a sink right here. Now we're adding a shower right here. And so we have it as the master bedroom with a full bath inside.
Awesome. So this is a 3-2 up top.
Yeah, three rooms upstairs, and this is the shower that they share. This is the bathroom, the sharing bathroom, whatever they call it. But the main bathroom because the other is the master bathroom. So yeah, this is the main bathroom. So and downstairs, I'm gonna show you now downstairs. Downstairs it was one room and one type of kind of kitchen thing. It was really weird how they design it, and it was kind of like a type of jacuzzi downstairs. Really weird. So let me see. They had tools all over. Sorry, I don't want to trip on anything right here.
No, please take your time, and thank you for just to be able to show us your project while while you're in action, tearing down stuff and walking through. Now, upstairs you had some X's on the wall. Was that something that you did, or was that something that was already there?
What, this one?
No, no, X in some of the room there were some X's on the wall. Were those the areas that you're going to knock down, or you
Yes, I
saved
told
them?
them to. Yeah, no, I told them to remove those walls. That they need to be gone. So to put a new sheetrock. So
Uh,
just the sheetrock needs to be removed. Not that, not anything. Just remove
Mhm.
those sheetrock. So was a room before. Was a room and with a really weird kind of jacuzzi type things right here before.
Mhm.
So and was a room and with kind of like a kitchen right here. They have only one stove right here with a sink. It was a sink like yeah, really weird. It's like it was a table right there with so much food. It's so disgusting. A stove and a tiny sink. Now we turn it. Sorry, I dropped my phone. Now we turn this one into a we turn it into two bedrooms and the bathroom. Oh, there is another room in the back. I'll show you. So, but yeah, now we turn it into a we turn it into two rooms right here now. So we divide it. So as you can see, this is gonna be the bathroom. It's gonna be a big bathroom right here, a room and closet, and this is gonna be the other room, and the door is right here, and the closet right there. So you have the mechanical room right here. So mechanical room right here, laundry, and the mechanical room right here. Everything's gonna be new because they tear everything out. It was so horrible. I think they open and store everything that they can sell. So as you see right here, it was kind of like this when we came into it. So all the power cable was just ripped apart. Everything was really, really, really ugly and just garbage everywhere. But everything whatever they sell from the power thing, they took it out to sell. They cut those things like that. So yeah,
So, did I hear correctly? You're going to replace that old furnace?
yeah, everything's gonna be new.
Yeah.
New furnace. Yes.
So, just kind of going through, I know we'll get to the numbers here in a little bit, but so from your majors, you're putting all new service in. I saw a 200 amp breaker box. Is that correct?
Yes.
200 amp breaker box. You're going to put a new furnace, a new hot water heater. Now, will you add an air conditioner as
Yes.
well?
Or air
So,
conditioner also. Yes.
so a new air conditioner. I saw that you excavated and dug out some of the concrete slab in the basement to run the plumbing for the new shower, correct?
Yes. Yes.
I saw
Yes.
that. Okay, so that's good. And then you're doing looks like all new plumbing as well.
Yes, pretty much because everything was cut off in parts. So it was a mess. The electrical and the plumbing, it was a mess. You can see cables everywhere cut off and the plumbing things, it was cut off everywhere. That door right here goes into the garage, into the back, the garage right there.
Mhm.
They have a screw up because we think somebody still come sometimes to get into the house to sleep, I guess. So that's why they screw that door. So I cannot go there.
Right.
But that door goes into the garage. So that they
Yeah.
make it a room also, but we turn it into garage. Because originally we thought we're gonna add a little kitchen right here, so to make it a mother-in-law. But the city say we don't want multiple family. We don't want to do anything, just a single family home, and we want one family live in the house. So no multifamily, no kitchen in law, no nothing. And so that's
Right.
where we just leave it as a living room right here. This is gonna be the living room and 3 rooms downstairs now. So this one is 1 room and the other 2 right there. So we're gonna have 2 rooms, 3 rooms downstairs in the bathroom and 3 rooms upstairs with two bathrooms.
Did you say 3 bedrooms downstairs?
Yes, 3. This
So,
is one.
right. So
Existing
you're gonna
residence.
have 6 bedrooms total,
Yeah, 6 bedroom and 3 rooms.
and then a living room, 2 living rooms, and dining area, and the whole open kitchen concept on the first floor.
Right.
Yeah,
So yeah. So
That's
three
good.
bathrooms, right? So three
yeah,
bathrooms, 2 upstairs, 1 downstairs, 3 rooms
Wow.
upstairs, 3 downstairs. Now here's the thing, I thought I heard as you was kind of talking, and so I just want to make sure another reason why you probably moved fast on this is one is because you was working with the city. So this is probably not the first time you work with the city, but the city says, hey, we don't want multi-families. We want this to be a single family. So you had previous conversation, because I think you had that conversation once before with the city on another property. So that way a lot of that conversation, the relationship that you built, that I want to make sure I understand that you built a relationship with folks. So that way you didn't have a lot of guessing. You knew exactly how you was going to maneuver through this. Is that fair to say?
yes.
Awesome. And so that's huge in all by itself. So just out of curiosity, when did you acquire this property?
I bought it in the end of September.
Okay, so you work with the city, get everything kind of planned out, so you can
Yeah,
get your marching orders.
and this particular city, they were so picky. Oh my gosh. In the plans say, oh, the stair doesn't look good. Can you read down the plans and the stair looks like who cares? It's a stair, it's a plan. You can come to the house and look, the stair look good. And so they were like, no, we want the stair to look good in the plan. So they were so picky. So they took us 2 months to approve it. So we got approved to start doing things in this house in December 30th. So we start January 2nd to start with everything because we got approved December 30th. And then it was New Year. Nobody wants to go that day. So we start January 2nd.
Awesome. So there's a couple questions like, I'm not sure the person who's listed as iPad. So yes, that kind of answer your question working with this city. Deborah, that asks your questions about, the lower level and walkout. There's a walkout there that goes toward the garage and she has windows in each one of the rooms. The thing there was another person asked a question. So yeah, keep the questions coming in, but this is really awesome. Yeah, Justin, yeah, 2 months, right? And yes, and each location is different. So again, that kind of gets back to the market analysis, understanding the area, but also understanding what the city needs as you kind of go through as real estate investors and how we kind of talk those pieces and you kind of work it when it comes to that. And then Scott, I think you also have worked with the city and plans and stuff like that, kind of going through and understanding what is needed. It's kind of like not what you want, but it's kind of like what is needed.
Well,
Yeah.
it's so each, and here's the other interesting thing about this, Keith, is every small community or city within or township or whatever it's called in your area, they can vary from town to town.
Exactly.
So what West Valley City requires may be different than the next town over. So you get to know those things, and you just don't know them overnight. And so that's part of understanding. And we learn that in our classes, Keith, on what things you need to learn, what things you need to ask, what we actually have that class on inspectors and stuff like that, so we know what to look for and things like that. So I'm dealing with one just like that, Ines. So I've had the property for 2 months now, and I've actually started clearing all the land. we started clearing off the land here a month ago, but we've had such bad weather here, snow and ice and rain and snow and ice. And so haven't been able to do a whole lot more with the actual site preparation, but we're still waiting for some responses back from the city. And sometimes, one person approves it, it goes on their desk, then it sits there for a few weeks and they pass it on to the next person and it sits there for a few weeks. And, there's things you can do to kind of try to expedite it. But one thing, I've learned is I sure can't make those people mad. I can't like force or try to force things that aren't going to happen because I end up getting delayed longer. Does that make sense?
Exactly what Scott said. Every city is different. I work with Salt Lake City. I work with Kern City. They were not too. The easiest one is Kern City. That I had a burn property with them. They were so nice. They were so it was the nicest inspector ever. And we just with a friend of mine for us, we pulled permit for him in another city, like about 1 hour here. They just proved it in 2 weeks. I couldn't believe it. They didn't ask for anything. They were just like, okay, approved, you can start. Like, what? What is that? Like, they didn't even ask for anything, nothing. Just like approve it. Like, I was impressed. So every city is different. And what Scott said, just work with the city. Don't fight with them because they can be a pain if
Yeah.
you decide to tell them what to do or what do you think. And just like, it's really hard for me as a woman to shut my mouth sometimes and not to say things. And that makes it longer. With the plants, when they told me the stay doesn't look good, like that's the plants come. So what do you want me to do? The person who tried my plants, that's what I told him. And he said, that's the plants, how to put the stairs. And I was like, I called the city and I told them, and it was not good. And then I feel like I should keep my mouth shut. So they took 2 months. But yes, sometimes you just need to do something with your tongue. But yeah.
So when you
Oh,
you acquired this in September and now we're in January, so did you budget the extra 2 or 3 months there before you get started? Do you run that in your numbers in the beginning?
Yes, because this is, when you take longer in a property, when if you're gonna go with the city, you never know what they're gonna ask and how long they would take to approve your permit. So
Right.
some
So
then
when
they
you
took
so when you
longer.
went into this, what was your budget on your time frame for folks that are on today? What were you looking at when you started this project? You bought it in September, so October, November, December, we're in January. What was your time frame?
yeah. Can we see you
I
also?
still
Can you flip your camera?
I still did a 6 months, but probably it's gonna be like but the other one that I have, it took me 8 months. So
Okay.
um but yeah, I still did it in 6 months because once the city approve you, they kind of I don't know about this city, but this is gonna be my first time working with this one. So after that, they will come and inspect it. Everything is good. It can go fast after the approval.
Absolutely. So you budgeted 6 months, but believe it'll take 8 months, which seems very reasonable with the waiting period that you had. And for all the things you're going to do, again, electrical, all new plumbing, all new HVAC. You moved load bearing wall. Are you putting new windows in? Are the windows salvageable?
No, the windows are good. So I just replacing a couple ones that are broken. This
Okay.
one and the one in the room that you saw, that it has uh it has a wood in it, and three downstairs. So I cover
Okay.
in two and I leave one. So yeah.
How about a roof? How's the roof? What kind of condition
No,
is that?
the roof is good. It's in a good condition. It's just where the fire starts. So we're just gonna fix it. This is already fixed. So the roof is a TPO roof and it
Mhm.
looks good. So we don't have to do much about it. So it's in a good condition. So the roof didn't happen. Nothing happened to the roof.
Okay. All right. And then, of
Awesome.
course, everything, you're saving some of the drywall, replacing some of it. And then, of course, because of the way you remove the wall and stuff like that, you've got new drywall to add in. I love the open concept. I love the fact that you remove that those couple walls, put that load bearing, we call it a LVL, the load bearing wall that or beam that you put in there. That looked like a pretty good spread. That looked like maybe 16 feet or so opening there. And then, of course, all
the size of the beam is 22.
22. Okay, well, longer than I thought it was. That's extremely long. And then, of course, you got new bathrooms. So you're doing quite a bit of this. And I think when we're getting ready to share numbers, and I think people are going to be surprised on your rehab budget because if I had not seen it, I would have been knowing what I would have to spend for it in my areas. That's the difference. Like, because I work with certain contractors that I work with over and over again. And so I feel like I get fairly good pricing when I tell people what I got a new roof for, or I got the electrical done or the plumbing. They're like, oh, that's really good. But now we're looking at what we're about to see what you're doing all this for. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I wish I could do all what you're doing for the price you're doing it for. So, and then of course, here in a few months, we're going to bring you back so you can show the finished product so everybody can see what it looks like.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the numbers. We're about 10 till the top of the hour. I know we could, like talk for a long time, but we want to respect everybody's time. I'm going to go ahead and share this right now.
Yep. So as you're pulling that up there, Scott, there's, this person that says, hey, they feel like they're a little lost today. Today is one of those days we kind of sharing an investor who's currently doing. So reach out to the person who invited you so that way they can get you plugged in to kind of walk you through the process, because we don't want you to feel lost, but you see that there's somebody who's in action. And so just connect with them so that way they can connect you and everything to kind of move forward. So I just want to just put that out there real quick, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you saw that. I did not see that. I was visiting there with Ines. Let's go a little over the numbers if we could. So you were able to acquire this property for $317.
Yes.
And then you're budgeting $70,000. You're going to be able to get everything done for that price.
Yeah, I already have like most of the price. I already have them and they already start. So yeah, with my changing my furnace, I'm gonna pay 7,000 for furnace and for the AC. So that's how much the guy that I work with for years gonna charge me for that one. So it's good.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, because you really are doing quite a bit. What's the flooring going to be like? Are you using a combination of like a low I can't even speak. Are you using hardwood or are you using carpet? What are you using?
I'm using hardwood and the carpet in each room. I always use carpet in the rooms and hard flooring in the hallways and living rooms like that. Yeah.
What about the bathrooms?
Oh, tile.
Tile on the floors in the bathroom. Okay. Awesome. So if you've been on the tour, So Cheap Rehab, I know, Justin, I'm shocked. But I've been, and I've seen a dozen of Ines deals because she's been doing these property tours and sharing these things, what she's doing. And her budgets are always extremely reasonable. And I mean, I could not get what she's getting done here in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky for that much money, for $70,000. So she's got these relationships in place, which is so important. And so that's a great money cost. So let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, obviously we don't talk about names or percentages, but basically, are you funding this deal with someone else's money completely, or did you use some of your own money? How did you do that?
I fund this deal with private and hard money, so I don't have any money on this deal right now. Not sometime I do in some properties, but not in these deals. So
you're using a combination of hard, like did you use hard for the acquisition?
Yeah, hard money and private, yes.
And then private, okay, to finish the job up. And so and this is budgeted at 6 months, but it'll take about 8 months. Is that money cost reflected for 6 or 8 months?
Right now it's for 6. Right now you can see it's for 6. So
It
I
should
haven't
go up
changed
a little
it
bit.
for 8 months at all.
Okay, so everybody's on when she says money cost. She's talking about what she's going to pay her hard money lender and what she's going to pay her private lender is 24.5, and so that will go up a little bit if it goes to 8 months, correct?
Correct.
And your holding costs of 5,000, besides utilities and think what else goes into your holding costs when you figure your numbers?
Taxes and
Tax,
insurance.
okay, insurance, taxes, utilities, fantastic. And so that will go up a little bit too if you go 2 more months, correct?
Yes.
And then your title costs for closing is going to be around 10. And is that based on your 520 ARV?
Yes.
I thought so. And then your realtor fees of 14, that's also based on your 520 ARV.
Exactly.
So that seems really reasonable on realtor fees. I know we pay here 6%.
I
So
never pay. I never pay 6%. So right now they change. You can now you decide how much you're gonna pay the buyer agent. So I took 2% the buyer agent, and my agent who lists my property, I pay them flat fee.
see,
So
so
I.
but that didn't start like that day one. You built a relationship,
Oh
correct?
no, yes, it didn't start like that. No, no, no. So yeah, you build relationship with with everybody, with your agent, with title companies, with people who works for you. One thing I think you need to treat them good, everybody. So especially the people who help you build your property. So don't feel you're the boss and you can treat them whatever you want because they're not gonna last and they're not gonna do a good job. But if you take care of them, they will take care of you.
Yeah, we got Justin wants to know if he could fly your workers to his project. Oh, that's funny. And so you're estimating, and now again, if it goes 8 months, it's going to go a little bit more than this, but you're all in around $440,000. So it will go up a little bit. But so what that would do is obviously right now we're showing at the ARV of 520, we're showing a potential profit of 79.5. So, but that potentially could be 70,000
Exactly. Yes.
for the extra 2 months. But that's on one deal that you're doing, making $70,000 or 79,000. Correct?
Yes.
That's amazing, guys. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't make, unfortunately, they don't make even close to that in a yearly salary of 79.5, much less a 6 month deal. So,
Hey
well,
Scott, but
that's, yeah, go
I
ahead.
want to I know what you're saying, but here's the thing. She says she does this part time, so she does. This is not her full time. So even if she did two of these, just the two in a year, the,
Yeah.
for her to just to take action, that is like huge, right? And if she never took action, this would never have started. So I'm just looking at the time, Scott. I
I
think
know.
we may have a couple more questions in here. I know people are trying to reach out to the person who invited them, but try to look at however they sent you the information, text, email. There's a way that they communicate it to you, so just reach back. But before we jump off, just to remind everybody one more time, if they came in a little bit later, that if you still trying to figure this thing out, reach out to the person who invited you, and they can get you to the next meeting. If it's not today, it's another day. But this is like really awesome as it kind of go through because we're kind of short on time. Scott, if you don't mind,
Nope.
Ines, if you don't mind showing yourself, so that way we can go ahead and get ready to wrap this up because we want to get out of your way and let your people get to work on your project so you can keep your timeline that you have. So if you don't mind, just kind of talking as you're kind of going through this project and we're getting towards the very end. What some of the things that you want to share with somebody who's still thinking about getting started, or just thought about that you want to help them to make a decision to move forward in their journey, this thing called real estate investing. Just like Scott said, you didn't get to this point today. You started at some point and you built your way to today, if you don't mind.
Yes. I think so. If you're in this call and you're looking to see what do you want to do, this is for you or not, just think about it. So you're gonna take forever. I mean, we never stop. If we work for somebody, we never stop working. I know people who in their 70s still working. So if you have a couple rentals, wouldn't that help you when you're older and you don't have to work that much? I mean, I work if I want to, not because I need to at my age right now. Oh, my camera is again acting weird. So, yeah. So if you're here today, it's because you're looking for a different opportunity. So, this is the best way I think to build your portfolio, to build your future, to leave a legacy to your kids, to learn how to do things the right way. It's with the education. So don't do things if you don't know what you're doing, because it's not only buy houses. I watching this on Facebook the last. But there's so many. I have so many friends who doing it without education. She was so happy because she found. What happened? Can you guys see me?
No, we see your picture. I mean, we see something else, not you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know what's going on with my phone this morning. Acting really, really weird. Okay. So let me see. Okay, so she was so happy because she was having two deals and the man taking this call to somebody on Facebook, on YouTube or whatever they were doing. So I was like a poor lady. I thought about it like a poor lady. She doesn't know what she's doing, because it's good to find this to buy that property. I can find the money, but how about when you're selling it? That selling it is the biggest thing. So if you get into the community, you get your knowledge, you know what to do, even though you have challenging, but you have the community to give you advice, to tell you what to do, what they done in the past with the same situation, and you have this knowledge. You can move more. You can get more ideas when you just getting something on YouTube or on Facebook, like telling you, this is you do this one, and now you have two properties. You acquire two property, but when you from you from start to finish, how did you gonna do it? You stop in the way. What is your strategy A, B, and C? What are you gonna do with it? So it's not only just buy the flip. Now what? If I'm not selling it, so my only strategy is selling it. If you don't sell it, if the market is up and down, you never know. So I got stuck last year with two properties. So I'm so happy to keep them because they generate me a lot of cash flow. I didn't even thought about it. So because the knowledge, but if I didn't have knowledge, what would I do? I still have losing money with those properties right now. Like, pretty much I'll be upside down if I don't know what I'm doing. So
Right.
get education. You're already here. So just listen to the person who invited you, like Scott or Key said before. Give them thanks, because it's a blessing that they invite you here today. It's not like it's for me. It's a blessing. The lady who invited me, so I'm so grateful. I'm gonna be grateful eternally with her because she invited me to this community.
That is
Wow.
awesome.
That is so inspiring. I tell you what. Well, thank you, Ines. We appreciate everybody being on today. We do need to wrap up. If you want to, again, send a message to whoever invited you and just thank them for inviting you out today. If you want to plug into something else going forward, whether it's another property tour, whether it's another intro, we have all kinds of different things that you can be a part of. I'll get back to inviting you. But for right now, I want to wish everybody a blessed weekend. And we will be back next week, same time. We've got a great part. What city are we going to be in next week, Keith?
I think we're in Philly. I think we up
We're
in
in
Philly.
Philly. We're in Philly. So we're going to be in Philly, and they're going to be either celebrating with their Eagles stuff on or not. So we'll see. You got the Eagles and Washington. What a rivalry right there, that old rivalry back together again. And then, of course, we've got my Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills this Sunday. So everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next Saturday. Take
All
care
right. Bye
now.
bye.
Bye now.
Bye bye, everyone.